Hello there guys, and welcome back to another tutorial by Rive Sound. And today I'm gonna share with you an amazing technique to create some very cool FM leads. So this is not frequency modulation, but it's something that is emulating that in a way. So it sounds like it's a FM sound. But anyway, we are going to find the best snare sample. Yeah, just go ahead and search for that, and let's keep going. So the first thing you want to do is to just add your sample into the project, your snare, and then you want to go into the sample down here. So I'm just gonna take off the warp, so we can now transpose this down. So now we have this. Wait. Yeah, so, and that's not what we want now. So we're going into the samples options again, and we're going to choose the texture down here. And the flux, I'm just gonna set that to 0 because I don't want that in this occasion. And the grain size, we're going to play with that just in a second. We hit warp, and then we can transpose it back again. And now it sounds like this. So now it has this stretching effect that we want. We want some tonality in this, the best snare in the world. So we're gonna keep that for now. And what I like to do is to go to tuner down here. And now I'm gonna tune the sample to this. So let's see. So now I've tuned my snare to the track's key. So I'm just gonna load in. Yeah, so now we have something to work with in 145 BPM. Okay, good. So now when we have that snare tuned to the track, so what we're gonna do now is I like to create the sample more even in its dynamic range, because we want it more even the waveform. So I'm just gonna go ahead and compress it. Good, so now you can see that the snare is compressed. And so what we're gonna do with this now is to add it into a simpler. We can simply just drag it into the MIDI here. And now it's loaded in a simpler. So what I usually like to do is to move the start and end so we have a more even waveform. So yeah, I like to add a Rhythmiser to this one so we can create some random grooves with this, with just a long MIDI note. So when we have that, I'm just gonna go ahead and add an LFO. And I'm just gonna map the LFO up to the start position of the sample down here. So now it's going crazy. I'm gonna go here and choose the random and click it to sync, and let's see what we have now. Yeah, and we're gonna do the same thing with the length of this one. Random, and then the rate. Let's try. Okay, and I also just gonna add an LFO to the release of the sample, and I want to choose sine wave for that. Wait, I cannot hear anything. All right, so now that we have the that set up, we can now add echo, and then with a really short time, we can create the haas effect, and that is to get the signal into the stereo image. So let's just go ahead and add it with a ping pong, and something is quite wait. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's better. And so now the interesting thing comes when we are starting to playing with the frequency and the filter of the sample here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a bandpass filter and go here, choose the drive. I'm just gonna add some. I think we should remove some of the low end, actually, because it sounds horrible with this shit. And I'm going to group all the plugins here. So I'm just gonna open the macro, and I want to map this with the filter here, for example, this one. So I have mapped it up to my MIDI device. Alright, and now the creative part begins. So I'm just gonna remove this echo here, so let's see. And what I usually do is that I record. Let's see here. Instrument, and I'm just gonna, so now we can basically make sure that we are on this rack here. We can just start recording something here. Okay, so we can add another track, but this time we are going to have the echo on, and I'm gonna move this one, and then I'm gonna record from this one here. Okay, and now it's just about being creative. So what I usually do is that I have the recorded sample here, for example, and then I have the other one here. So I usually just make sure it's on the grid, and yeah, just start to go crazy. And a good trick is to, if you want to just keep the clip here, you can hold Shift, Control, and just drag the sample and choose some different patterns. Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that was just a quick demonstration on how you can create FM leads from a snare sample. So yeah, In the next coming videos, I'm also gonna do some Twilight tips and tricks. So if you wanna see how I create some unique effects, stay tuned and make sure that you're subscribed and hit the notification bell as well. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.